Okay, the following is a 2v2 that me and my friend Tegra played earlier this afternoon. And I use, in this game, I'll be playing Terran. And yeah, that's about it. I don't really have much else to say. Well, at the moment, anyway. Real quick, let's go over my settings. Let's see what happens. Okay. It's funny. During the entire match, I outbased as I outbased Ezio Assassin the entire game. I was on 4 bases the entire match, and he was only on at least 3 by 15 minutes. I was in and out with drops, medevacs, you name it. I went in, dropped, sniped every single SCV, dropped him down to 5, while I was at around 39 up to 40, and kept going and going and going, and all I could think is, this guy is not that good. There's no way in heck, you queue up all 5 spots on the barracks with units and think, oh, I'm a good player. No, you don't do that at all. These, I swear, some of these people I play against are just like inept. You know, it, it makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, there are matches where I lose, and it's like, oh well, what could I have done better? This or this. But half the time, it's because my friend gets spaced out, forgets where he left his army, and suddenly, you know, his air group, carriers or battle cruisers, whatever race he feels like playing, is on one side of the map, and I'm either busy defending or I'm the one who's out harassing, attacking, engaging. And I remember a couple times I managed to get into an enemy base and completely just take out their command center. And we still lost. But I felt like I felt pride and accomplishment. Yes, I'll use those words for that one instance. Because here's my ally complaining, bitching at me about something, and here I am focused like I need to be, like I'm supposed to be, being able to take out one player and having that guy say, "Oh, good job," or something like that. And my ally Tikrid gets so annoyed or something like, "Oh, why you know use BC during one replay, one match, or why don't you talk? Why don't you type or communicate?" And it's like, dude, StarCraft is a strategy game. You need to focus. You cannot be distracted by typing all the time to people. And that's, at least I mean, that's how I see it. What else? A lot of my games end up being like a lot of my games end up being like 20, 25 minutes longer, and it's like, how how do I cut it down to where I am back to my Heart of Swarm days, where I was actually winning matches within the first 15 minutes. I wasn't letting it get out of hand. I was keeping it trimmed, keeping my like the match in question. I was four basing the guy. I was keeping them contained on their side of the map, keeping them balled up, constantly fretting, freaking out. Am I gonna get dropped again? Am I gonna get my expansion on time? And the only good player on Ezio's team, well, good in the sense of army composition, was Haxor, or however you want to say it, Haxor. It was Haxor. Now, he had a good unit comp for a while. Baneling, Roaches. I mean, to me anyway. And I think he was trying to go air later, but by the time he did, he didn't have the resources, and his ally had already left because of me constantly dropping the guy. But just that first like 5-10 minutes, me getting into Ezio's base, taking out almost every single SCV, and going back and watching a replay and realizing that I was focused on him and neglecting my own production, but at the same time I still felt it was a decent trade, because I had dropped him down to 5 SCVs, which was going to take him forever to recover. What else? I guess you could say Haxor could have done a better job. I mean, he was smart and got Baneling mines, but I scanned and avoided the Baneling mines. He tried to do a Papa Roach burrow trick, which would have worked if he hadn't have reburrowed them, and then right as I scanned, I took a couple more out, and the entire game, I think, ended up being at least 30. It was like, the match ended up being at least over 20 minutes long. Wait. And after I'm done recording, I may need to condense parts of the video down to a certain degree. Or I may just leave it. I think it depends on how I feel. And YouTube's been giving me crap. Like, oh, add value to your videos. Add your voice. Do a voiceover. I do a voiceover. They don't promote those videos. Even if I update the thumbnails, even if I try to add tags, it's like YouTube's like, yeah, you've only got 3,000 subs. You're just small fish. You're not that important. What? And it's like, you want to treat people like that? There are a bunch of people who hope a competitor pops up and smacks YouTube off the pedestal and goes, "That's not how you treat people." I mean, heck, most of my animations, they don't break the law. I mean, they act like they act like they've never heard of this thing called modified works. Yes, that's an actual term. You take something copyrighted and you modify it and turn it into something new. Animations I make. Take Twilight Sparkle, turn her into one of the worst characters in gaming history, or into a necromancer. Like, take the copyrighted audio, like Johnny Cash music. I'm not trying to make money off of it. I'm saying, hey, I can see this character, Applejack, liking that kind of music. It's like, there's not much to stop people from, having an imagination, thinking and think, oh, I can see Starlight Glimmer being just like Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I can see Queen Chrysalis being just like both an amalgamation for Lord Frieza and Team 4 Star's Perfect Cell. And that's one of the animations I'm working on too. Like they say, oh, it's repurposed content. No, it's not. It's called a fan work of a fan work, which I know it's kind of crazy. There's an entire section of the fandom dedicated to Hellsing ponies and Hellsing Abridged. And I've still got my own Hellsing Abridged, animation to finish. Probably going to be like 2 or 3 more, and then I'm done with it. But people don't realize that animation, like a lot of things on here, takes time. I've got a guy who requested an animation that probably should have been done like a month or 2 ago, but what nobody realizes, every so often, animators, as much as YouTube creators, suffer from burnout. It's like, oh, well, it's like, why am I making this if I'm not driving any joy out of it? It's like, viewers don't stop and think about that sometimes. And I feel like I'm rambling now. I've been going for 13 minutes. I'll probably go a little longer. Oh, if people aren't watching their other videos because of their mic or something, I'm not professional. I'm just a guy providing commentary out of his basement. I don't care how that sounds. I enjoy what I make. It's like I'm out here providing content for people to watch. I mean, I mean, if you don't like MLP, it doesn't really. I'll be honest. That doesn't matter to me. I'm going to make the content that I enjoy. If that's crossover animations, it's going to be crossover animations. A lot of my coming content is all going to be gaming related. You know, recreations of scenes from cutscenes, which still falls under fair use. I guess rich people, especially YouTube, would remember that. They say, oh, now one more thing before I close off the video. They keep saying, oh, well, we want to prop up, authoritative voices and get rid of, this and that. And you do understand that you are in the United States of America, right, Miss Wojcicki? I'm leaving the part of this last to YouTube CEO because she doesn't seem to understand that she's running the site into the ground. Now, I know people are like, oh, well, give her a break. She's got a longer play, blah, blah, blah. No. You don't demonetize hundreds of thousands of channels that have done nothing wrong unless you have a known bias. Most of these channels have not done anything wrong. Most. Some have, and those ones that have do deserve to get banned. But channels like mine are not breaking the law. We're not doing anything wrong. So why are you throwing us under the bus? I have people where I have somebody where I live that depends on me. We just had a family member pass away last year. I don't need YouTube's stupidity right now. I need YouTube to get their crap together, to get focused, and to remember that it's creators like me and the millions of others like myself that made this platform what it is. Not movie companies, not tech giants, not Hollywood, not mega corporations. The average American, the average user online is what made YouTube